Awards, which those of you who are heavily involved in the awards, my council colleagues will know this is the last of the 9 from this year, and the National Awards and the Hall of Fame, which will be the ultimate crescendo of this series, of course, will happen in a few weeks' time. Now, I will do what I forget to do every single time I make a speech like this, is actually tell you who the hell I am, because I can assure you I do that every time. So I will tell you that I am the chair of the East of England Regional Council. I also have the privilege of being chair of England Council, which is a grouping of the 9 regional chairs from across the country, and that position gives me a seat on the EA board, which is a great privilege in the ability to affect change in our sport. Welcome to the Athenaeum. For those of you who came last year, you will realise it's the same venue as last year. We thought it worked very well, central to the region, and so here we are back again this year. Remodelled in 1854, Grade 1 listed, and I understand Dickens has given a speech, a talk, a reading, however you might want to suggest, in this very room. So you are in at least historical, illustrious company. I'm joined by a lot of my colleagues from the Regional Council. If you'd like to put your hands up, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are regional councillors. So feel free to badger them in the break. Also joined by a number of colleagues from EA, which I will talk about perhaps in my closing speech rather than my opening, and our Chief Executive, Chris Jones, who, amongst others, will be partaking in the Q&A for when you have got your gong. Also got the wonderful Kirsty here at the front, who is in charge creating the fire in the belly, as I say in the foreword, in those young Keeley Hodgkinsons, but it's you guys in the room who will foster that flame and will allow those people to flourish. And so there will be many, many opportunities for us to say this later, during the ceremony and towards the end. But sport, you will see from the programme that we all are involved in, is fantastically broad. Thousands and thousands of officials, thousands and thousands of coaches, huge numbers of people running socially, running within the EA family, 160, 70,000, Chris will know the precise figure offhand, I'm sure, registered athletes already as part of this year. We've got a sport which is massively disparate, and that makes it a challenge, but it also makes it a sport which is for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you want to throw the shot, run a half marathon or anything in between. It is a sport that can attract anybody and everybody, and so it's wonderful to be part of it, and I'm sure you feel the same. We've taken over as EA. You will have recalled last October, just over a year ago now, actually, a year and a few days ago, the coaches and officials pathway from UK Athletics, and hopefully we've started to make some moves in improving that pathway. We're very interested in your views as to what we can do to improve that, because it is integral to our sport having enough coaches, those coaches trained properly, and the same with officials to making sure the sport can thrive. And so Chris and I and my colleagues from the Regional Council, members of staff, would certainly be happy to listen to your ideas about how we can improve those pathways going forward. And as some of you no doubt will know and have been involved in the seminars which have taken place relatively recently, there's a significant coaching review going on within EA at the moment, and the results of that will be published in a few months' time. Before we get on with the show, I'd like to just talk very, very briefly about the Council, and I'll talk perhaps a little bit more towards the end about that in my closing remarks. But the Council, which is the body under the auspices this has been arranged, alongside my colleagues from the staff of EA, is integral to the governance of our sport. Yes, the board is the ultimate decision maker, but the board is heavily influenced by advice of your regional councils, and that flowing through to England Council. And so that conduit between the centre of EA and the regions is really, really important in us understanding what are the problems on the ground, the ways we can solve those problems, and what the sport needs more widely. And so I'd certainly encourage you to get involved in councils, and encourage you to talk to your councillors who are locally, and talk to us this evening and give us those ideas as how we can take the sport forward. And you'll be glad to know that is nearly it. I have been told on pain of death by Kirsty that I must cover some housekeeping, so I will do that now. There is no fire drill planned this evening, so if there is a raging fire, then please leave by suitable exits as indicated. The toilets, I'm sure you've necessarily found them already, but they are on the bottom floor. In fact, we've got some on the bottom floor and on the mezzanine floor, which you might have seen as you went up the stairs to the bar, so please use either of those. We are live streaming tonight, and Dan is in charge of all things live streaming at the back. So the whole world can watch, so just bear that in mind when you are making your remarks a little bit later, for those of you who are on stage, for want of a better phrase. England Athletics has got a number of different social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and others, and I'd encourage you to use those. The Regional Council has got its own Facebook page, so please look that up either during the break or afterwards, and it would be wonderful if you would post some pictures onto that Facebook page of your friends, families, colleagues, having a great time, as they say. So please do that. There will be Q&As to embarrass those of you who are sustainable, so please admire the wood and other sustainable elements. And that, I think, is all I should say at this stage. Have a wonderful night. We'll have a buffet about halfway through, and that'll be about a half an hour break. So we have four awards before it, 4 awards after it. But before we get on with the gong giving, I give you our Chief Executive, Chris Jones.
Thank you very much. I know you'll be very keen to get on with the awards. And congratulations to all the finalists this evening, to the clubs, the running groups, the coaches, the officials, the generic club volunteers, your run leaders. You know, I'm absolutely delighted to be here in the East Region. It is my home. I'm very proud that it's my home, and I'm very proud to see many familiar faces in the audience, representatives of many fine clubs across East Anglia. And as Matthew says, we are delighted but very humbled and mindful of the additional responsibilities that England Athletics has taken on over the last 12 to 18 months. Actually, in addition to coaching and officials, licensing, review of content, training the tutors, delivering the courses, we also took on the responsibility for licensing of off-track and multi-terrain events. We Run Events, our new platform, has replaced Run Britain. It's a sign of the way in which the shift has taken place in terms of oversight of the domestic sport from UK athletics to the home countries. And we're pleased, but we're very mindful of that responsibility we have. I know Clive is in the audience, who also is a member of the England Athletics Board. Matthew, myself, we are very mindful of that responsibility. And sometimes difficult decisions are needed, and collectively, as a board, we are prepared to make those decisions to develop the sport and further the sport. Not always universally popular. As you can imagine, it's an impossible task to keep everyone happy, but we will work with you as the East Region Council and also as the East Region member clubs and bodies. We have 1,450 member clubs, 350 member bodies that make up the England Athletics family, in addition to the 230,000 Run Together participants, 3,500 leader-led groups, the 3,500 licensed off-track multi-terrain events, the 21,000 coaches and leaders, the 4,000 technical officials, and the many other thousands of volunteers who give up their time to run our sport. We would be nothing without you, as Matthew has said. We're very, very grateful and humbled by that effort. I wish you all the very, very best of success this evening. To all of you as finalists, you are standard bearers for what is a great national effort in our sport. It's a wonderful sport. We're all very proud to be in this sport. And Paris, as Matthew has referenced, was special. And I'm aware that there are many clubs in this region doing some fantastic work around Paralympic activity as well. And we're all very proud of Hannah Cockcroft and the other athletes that performed so well in Paris. But there's some fantastic talent emerging from the East Anglia in the Paris space as well. So Olympics, Paralympics was wonderful, but it all starts here. So thank you for everything you're doing. I look forward to this evening. It's going to be a special night. Thank you.
Right, as they say, let's get on with the show. And our first category, as it says behind me, is for Coach of the Year. And I turn first to the runner-up. But before I do that, this category recognises an individual who has demonstrated their ongoing passion and commitment for coaching athletics and running within a voluntary capacity over the last 12 months. The runner-up in this category is one of the best coaches an athlete could ask for, dedicating lots of time and effort into helping his group succeed. Although he is fairly new to the coaching stage, this doesn't reflect in his knowledge and dedication to athletes, which is the same, if not better, than coaches who have been doing it their whole lives. He takes time to meet individually with each of his athletes at the start of each season to discuss personalised race plans and training goals, all while still working a full-time job and running himself. He always makes sure to tell his athletes the theory behind the training too, which helps them grow their knowledge and feel more involved. He's always keen to learn more and draws on knowledge from other coaches in the club. And your runner-up is... Unfortunately, Lawrence is unable to be here this evening, no doubt sketching out next year's coaching plans, but we wish him well, and obviously we'll make sure that the accolade gets to Lawrence at a suitable time and perhaps find an opportunity to embarrass him, just like the rest of you. We turn then to the winner of Coach of the Year. The winner in this category is an inspiring coach to all the athletes he comes into contact with at both club and county. He's a calm mentor who meets with his athletes regularly to talk through their upcoming events and the training required to get to the best for the planned events. This coach tailors the training for the different distances and aspirations of the athletes. He's an open person, and the athletes say you can be your true self and honest with him however you are and however you feel around him. It is a supportive relationship where he has everybody's best interests at heart. Your winner is... Now, Derek, just before you come to the front, we're going to embarrass you from where you are. I don't want you to miss a moment of this, sir. So let's watch a little video of Derek.
Derek's a great coach. He's supported me loads whilst doing my steeplechase.
Derek's a great coach because he's led me to my first junior international competition.
Derek is the most deserving for the Coach of the Year award for all of his hard work, emotional support and specific and individual training for every one of his athletes.
Derek should win this award because he's a great coach and he supports everyone in everything that they do.
I think Derek should win Manager of the Year, as he's always pushing us to our limits.
Derek should win because he's just an inspiration to the local running community and the club itself.
And to be honest, and I think it helps keep the passion and experience over the years I've been doing, previously in London, years ago, before I moved up. And trying to set high targets with those I think are capable of doing so.
And how important is it for you with each athlete to seek advice and guidance, if you like, from other coaches in your network or further afield to try and sharpen the focus and the end product, if you like?
Yeah, I always enjoy talking and mixing with other coaches. I've always gone along, tried to engage in workshops, etc. over the years, England Athletics and some locally. And sometimes help people, sometimes from other clubs have been down and tried to help out too.
And I know the Cambridgeshire, Huntingdonshire area has got a rich history of clubs working together and sharing as well. So what next for you, Derek?
Well, over the last few years the group has pushed on, English schools winners and things, and this year the first international tournament, the under-18s in Slovakia, which was a fantastic experience for the athlete and myself. I'd like to push on and do that again and take someone up, get more than competing GB level, really. So, yeah.
Well, well done. Congratulations from all of us. Keep going. Well done, Derek. Cheers.
Well done, Derek. I hand over then to my colleague Phil, who will present the award for Community Project of the Year.
Thank you, Matthew. The Community Project of the Year category provides a platform for affiliated clubs, run-together groups and associated partners to highlight the impact that they're having on the community. And new this year, 2024, we have a little innovation. The first and second place for this category was identified through a live vote. Let's meet the two shortlisted projects. So we have Mow Park and Stevenage North Hearts AC holiday provision. Before announcing who came first and second in the Community Project of the Year category, we've got a couple of videos from each of the clubs to highlight their community projects.
This one's going to be good. Okay, I promise you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Well done, mate. Run the bend. Zach, fabulous.
Mow has been instrumental in the development and delivery of this community facility. Mow is a force of nature and has been an inspiration to me and all the young athletes who train here.
This was my little bit of dream work, really. 8 years ago, I was approached by the Army to see if I wanted to get involved in a project to create a new and exciting athletics track here at Carver Barracks. And I have to say I jumped at the chance, taking an old piece of grass, an old piece of ground really, and turning it into what you've probably seen tonight. I think we've created something really quite special. And for me, it's really special because I don't think you often get the opportunity to take it from a piece of waste ground or a piece of grass into what we've got today. And then for me to be standing there, as I am every week, coaching on the track that I know we've helped create, is it? I've done enough.
Well done. Next one in.
It's a really good opportunity for young coaches to hone their skills and for the local community to do athletic-based events during their day and get them off to Slough.
It's a chance for all the young athletes to come along, try the events they see on the telly on the Olympics, make a trial them first hand, so they've a good insight into what's available for them.
So, those are our two projects. And in second place, we have Stevenage North Hearts.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
First and foremost, massive congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'd rather do a session rather than be up here, but yeah, good.
Spoken like a true person of our sport, doesn't want the limelight, but I'm not going to let you get off that easy. Obviously, the video begins to give us a bit of a flavour of some of the work you do. I just wondered, for everyone here and those watching back home, could you just tell us a little bit about the offer at the club and how you make such a fantastic experience for everyone?
Well, we open it up every year to around 40 children. 10 are funded places and 30 are paid places. We coach a variety of them from year 8 upwards, or 8-year-olds up to 14. They can have any disability, we work with them. We use it also as a function to get our young coaches to give them live training, which we can see how they work in the field. We have full coaches actually supervising them. We try and make it fun for everyone. We have a laugh. The kids come along. They don't know anyone when they start. The first thing they do is they have a game. By the end of the game, they know everyone. Then we break them into the sessions and we work with them through the sessions. So they get to try everything, something they probably don't get to see when they're at school or outside.
Well, that's what we love to hear. We love to hear about people having fun in our sport, and we also love to hear about people having those opportunities to run, jump and throw. You've touched on the fantastic work you do for developing coaches and providing opportunities for young people. What comes next?
Onwards and upwards, carry on. More coaches, more children. Simple as that.
Well, you are very much deserved to be recognised, and we're delighted to have you here before. I'm going to ask everyone now to a massive round of applause. We'll start to take a quick photo of you. Well done.
So, your 2024 winner for Community Project of the Year is...
Mo, come on over. First and foremost, absolute massive congratulations. There's a lovely smile on your face.
Yep.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great, but you know, I was only a small part of that great big project that you saw, but I feel fantastic, thanks. Really good.
You obviously said you're only a small part, which I think you're underselling yourself a little bit, but we know how important it is to have facilities for people to be able to develop, and just tell us a little bit about that journey you went through in terms of providing something for the community.
Yeah, I mean, 8 years ago, I got a call from the army, and the call went, can you come and see us at the barracks, because I've got a project I want to talk to you about. I went up there not knowing really what anything was about, and I met a guy called Will McDonald, Colonel Will McDonald, and I met a guy called Major Tony Dale. They laid out these plans to me, and I thought, bit of a pipe dream. What then followed was a whole lot of hard work, fundraising, looking at how we could use the facility properly, how we should develop it, and it's called Community Project of the Year because this was a real community project. Without the whole community coming together, there's no way it would have got off the ground.
So our sport needs dreamers, and we need doers. You seem to tick both of those boxes, which is very impressive. I guess kind of after you've done all that hard work, what do you think kind of comes next? What's the next thing which excites you?
Well, the thing that's exciting me now, and can I just say thank you to a couple of people, because this was a community project. There's a lady called Tina Knight, who really, she's a force of nature. She really drove this project through. I'm up there now. You know, the other people who were involved in this project, they sort of stepped to the side and they've said, let's go forward. So now Cambridge and Coleridge have set up this sister club there, which is wonderful. We're up there coaching twice a week. I know that other clubs are using it, Saffron Striders. We've had a 5K where there were 400 people up there through Saffron Striders. You've now got, in actual fact, Sil Kay from last year, the coach of the year. She was actually saying from Haverhill Running Club, she was saying she had no track to train on. You might remember that, you might not, you can look back. But now, 3 times, Sil and her club have been running on that track. So for me, it's fantastic that it's not just Cambridge and Coleridge who are there, Tri Club is there, but actually every day the army trains there. That's our protection, if you will, our training on that track. So we do have a project. I'm going to look over there, my wife's sitting over there. My wife and I have another project, which is a therapeutic walking group, which is going to be for long-term people who are recovering from long-term illness, those who wouldn't normally access a track because we've got something that's really flat and access is really good. So the next stage, you asked for next stage for me is a therapeutic walking group that starts in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely amazing. I could ask you questions all night, but Matthew will shout at me. So at this point, we're going to say, well done. We'll take your photo. Please give a massive round of applause for Mo.
Thank you. Congratulations again, Mo. So my colleague Elaine will now present the Newcomer to Volunteering Award.
Thanks, Phil. So we move on now to newcomers in volunteers category, which is for those of us in the sport who have only been involved for about 3 years or less. As I like to think of it, these are the people helping us build the long-term sustainability of our sport. We really can't do all of this without new people getting involved year on year. New volunteers bring enthusiasm, they bring great ideas, they bring new contacts, but ultimately what they do is help us share the load, allow us to do more for those people in our communities, allow us to do more for our athletes. Today's nominations really are exemplars of all those things. So our runner-up this evening is the youngest volunteer on her club's committee. Joining at a time when membership had stagnated, she took over as club secretary and looked at new ways to reach out to potential members, using things like TikTok, Instagram, those social media channels that perhaps other volunteers at the club weren't quite as used to. Bringing the club to life for those not in the know, really reaching out to new communities. As a result, there was a big surge in new members, and as we all know, you get more new members, you need to do more things. So actually she took on board that and she stepped forward again. She undertook her LERF qualification. She also arranged a buddy system for members, ensuring that inclusivity was at the heart of all she did. So our runner-up Courtney is at Great Yarmouth Runners, and I believe there's going to be some photos or something is going to happen now.
I think absolute congratulations in terms of what's been achieved in a very short space of time. So let's have another round of applause, please. For me, this is probably, I would say, the most important. Because unless we have new people coming through, the sport hasn't got a future. So one key question for me, how do we get more people like you?
I'm going to point at the person that got me into the secretary role in the first place, which is our chairman. He must have seen some sort of potential because I'm still here. So I think what the club gives me is what I want to give back. So I think once you get into a club and you realise what it gives you, I think you want to give that a little bit back, which is why I do it.
Okay. And you're having a great time doing it?
Yeah, absolutely love it. I mean, since the nomination, we've taken our membership up by a further 25. So we're still getting more and more people join us. A lot of those photos were from our Couch to 5K, which I love being a part of, because that's a massive thing. That's where I started like 5 years ago. Hated running. Probably as we all did at one point. But yeah, here I am. So.
Absolute congratulations and more power to your elbow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Clive. Tonight's winner started volunteering in the same way that many of us do. They had a child, the daughter enjoyed the sport, and then instead of standing on the sidelines and watching everyone else get involved, she got stuck in. She recognised the need for volunteers and she saw where she could add value through her skill set. Initially starting out as an official, we all need officials, both in track and timekeeping, so she could be versatile and fit in where the need was at any different competition. When the opportunity arose, she also joined the club committee as the treasurer and has revolutionised the finances of the club and financial support that is available through various different funding schemes, which has allowed the club to reach out to those in need and offer financial support or bring something to life for them that they wouldn't get access to otherwise. Her positive can-do attitude and cheerful personality has been a real boost for the committee as a whole. So our winner tonight is...
Sarah's really thrown herself into volunteering at the club since she first came along with her daughter. Before long she was there helping officiating, learning the skills on the track, and she's often been found travelling long distances to support the club in matches. But behind the scenes she's taken on the often unglamorous job of being our treasurer with real enthusiasm and made sure that everything runs smoothly behind the scenes, for which we're very grateful.
I've known Sarah since she first qualified as a track judge and timekeeping. She is one of these people that doesn't matter what she does, and whatever you ask her to do, she does with a smile.
Congratulations, Sarah. One question for you. What do you find most enjoyable about officiating or any of the volunteering roles that you do?
The treasurer side is, that's the easy side because I actually do treasurer for 3 other youth groups. My husband always despairs whenever the email goes around, and I'll always... But the officiating, that was a real new challenge for me. I'm not sporty, I'm not athletic, so that's all completely new. But everyone's always really friendly, everyone's always really keen. They put up with all my questions and everyone really encourages you.
And what would you say to people who want to get involved into volunteering?
Just give it a go, because there's actually so many different things you can do. And obviously you see the coaches, the officials, but there's lots of small roles within clubs, just maintaining results, little things like that, where people can just get involved if they don't have the time.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Okay, and I'm now going to pass over to my colleague Paul, who is going to talk about Club of the Year. Thanks, Paul.
Okay, and so on to Club of the Year. To be eligible in this category, clubs must be affiliated to England Athletics. Clubs were originally assessed on a number of criteria, which looked at their key achievements, the member experience that they provided, and whether or not they were fully compliant with club standards. And new for this year, first, second and third place was identified through a live vote. So without any further ado, let's meet the 3 shortlisted clubs. Okay, and rather than me telling you about these fantastic clubs and their accomplishments, and before announcing who came first, second and third in the Club of the Year category, let's see it for ourselves with these 3 short videos highlighting the key achievements of our 3 contenders.
I think St Edward's Places should win the Club of the Year award because of the team ethos within the club. So both cross-country, relays around Norfolk and Eckerton, it's just been a fantastic culture and atmosphere to be running with others.
And so inclusive. I was a very inexperienced runner last year and they've built my confidence and they're just all so supportive, and I wouldn't be here today without what they've done for me.
I have lots of young athletes that are joining with us that have never actually taken part in athletics at all, and within a year we've got them running different races, from park runs to national competitions, something that we're very proud of.
To make sure that everybody within the running community has that opportunity to continue to succeed and have that support put in place for them.
Huge dedicated number of coaches we have and volunteers that turn up for our club events.
Let's go Pacers!
Hi, I'm Rod, Chairman of Warrington Joggers. Here are some messages from club members to say why our club is so special.
Hello, my name's Claire and Warrington Joggers is very special to me. It's more than just a running club, it's a vital part of the community. Every year we raise over £1,000 for local charity, organise food bank collections and donate old running shoes to the homeless.
Warrington Joggers is special to me because I'm a visually impaired runner and I've been fully integrated into the club. There's special arrangements in place for me to be able to run with qualified coaches, and I can get a lift to running events with other club members.
Hi, my name's Penelope. I'm Warrington Joggers Newcomer of the Year 2023. The reason Warrington Joggers is special to me is because ever since joining, the club have made me feel incredibly welcoming, including supporting my running goals and attaining a running qualification, which has helped benefit myself and the club.
So, this is Warrington Joggers, a club that not only supports and encourages its own members, but also reaches out into the local community to help and support where we can. Thanks for watching.
Okay, very worthy nominees, but in third place in Club of the Year is St Edmunds Pacers. So if someone from the club would like to come up and receive the award.
You don't get away that easily. Wow, what a category. That must have been hugely competitive in terms of making a decision, because all three, for me, show such a variation in terms of diversity of participant, of terrain as well, looking at those puddles there as well. What makes the Pacers such a special place?
I think developing people within the club. So this year we've had a big push in terms of like developing new coaches. So we've managed to recruit like 7 or 8 new coaches to be able to deliver the sessions that we give on a Monday, Wednesday or on a Sunday, for example. So, and it's just great to see people come in the club. You know, they might have been running before, or they might not have been running before, but they come through the club and really develop as people as well as runners in terms of what they can give back to the club in terms of coaching and, you know, committee members. We're up to now like 50-50 women and men on the committee. So I just think it's a really good kind of culture within the club, really.
So what's happened over the last 3-4 years? Everyone remembers that awful year of 2020. You know, what happened in the subsequent years as you kind of got back on your feet, so to speak?
Well, during that COVID years, every single session that we were legally allowed to run, we carried on running. So especially like for our juniors, we've got a massive junior section. To see those juniors have something to focus on and actually deliver, you know, have that like running with others when we could do, and we put all the, you know, the paperwork, etc., in place to make that happen. I mean, probably people have got PTSD here now thinking about the amount of effort that had to have. But really, and I want to say something about the club standards as well, because we've had a journey over the last, since the kind of COVID times, to actually meet England Athletics Club standards. And it just means that people on the committee know in whatever situation how to deal with that situation. And I think it's just a really fantastic foundation for the club to kind of build and move forward as an organisation. I think, you know, we're a much bigger club than we were 4 years ago, and you know, it's the difference that we make to the people within the organisation that's really made the difference. But you know, it's just great to be part of the community, really.
Congratulations! Thanks for everything that you're doing. Keep going. Yes, thank you.
And in second place in Club of the Year, it's Cambridge and Coleridge AC.
So we have president and chair. Straight away that tells me that's a well-organised club, because I know you were chair for a number of years, but there was a real plan to pass the baton on. What's your secret of success? Governance and leadership?
That's a difficult question to answer as one of the people who's involved in governorship and leadership. I think we've spent a lot of time trying to get succession planning running properly, and we've thought about it in advance and do put a lot of effort into trying to get the right people into the right places before everything starts to go upside down. I think the other key part actually of what we've done over quite a lot of years is to improve the way in which we work together as a team. I noticed it's quite humbling to be among a group of clubs like this and see us as being put forward as one of the best clubs in the East region. And one of the other clubs said teamwork was key to what they do. And that's very much part of what we do at C&C. And it's not just teamwork in officials and coaches, it's teamwork in the team. So we're a big club. We've got a huge range of stuff, from people who run park runs in 45, 50 minutes to people who've got international vests of really high standard. Yesterday we came third in the National Road Relays. You don't get third in the relays unless you've got really good teamwork. We won the cross-country relays this year, so our standard's going up. And that's all, and we do better in the team events rather than in the individual events. We do well in the individual events, but there's a full range of stuff going on, and I'm proud to be part of that, and to get an award in a building like this, it makes it really quite special.
And you've got some outstanding coaches as well, Mark Vile and other people. As chair, you must be, chuffed. I couldn't think of another word there, but you must be over the moon in terms of the way the club is progressing and continuing to grow on all fronts.
It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I think, I have to say, Neil's played, in answer to your first question, Neil's played a massive part in C&C's success. Being chair for 12 years and president for about another 6, I think, and getting all that succession planning in place. We've got amazing coaches. Incredible. Since we were nominated, we've won the South of England relays, and yesterday we also won the under-15 boys at the national cross.
Can we have a round of applause for that, please? That is some feat. It needs to be recognised.
Yeah. And it's just the volunteers. We've got 800 members. And I haven't met one that I don't like yet. We've got such lovely people at the club, and we've got a team of around 80 volunteers, and they just do such an incredible job. It's like, as you would expect a job to be done if they were being paid for it, but they're not. They're just giving up all their time, and it's amazing, really.
And they say that good leaders are selfless and praise others and empower others, and certainly that comes through in abundance with both of you. You obviously paying tribute to Neil, and Neil talking about feeling uncomfortable answering the question I posed to start with. But it's clear that Cambridge and Coleridge is in superb hands, so congratulations for everything that you've done, you're doing, and will continue to pursue in the future. So on behalf of all of us, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Well done. Well done.
And so on to the winner Club of the Year, and the winners are Warrington Joggers.
Many congratulations. That's a good handshake. You're pleased, or chuffed as well. Warrington's a very special place for me. I went to the primary school on Amberley Slope. My mother was head teacher there for about 12 years, I think. It's a special community, but I know that the club reaches further afield than just Warrington. Tell us about your catchment. It's quite broad, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I'm from Scotland, so it's quite broad. No, I've been in Peterborough for some time, and I joined the club about 24 years ago. In terms of catchment, we have members from various villages around Peterborough, south of the river, if you like, north of the river where Warrington is. Whittlesea, actually, people will know some of these towns. But yeah, so people will come to the club on a Tuesday night from quite a distance away. We've also got members in America who don't attend every week or ever, but they still want to wear the vest and keep in touch with what's going on with the club. So yeah, quite a wide area of contact.
And Peterborough has a really close connected group of running clubs that work really closely to support one another through the GPAN there, the network. And I know Tim and others have been instrumental in driving that forward. And is that the secret of success for Warrington Joggers? It's people?
Well, it gives us profile. I mean, the GPAN, the Greater Peterborough Athletic Network, is pretty unique in the UK, to be frank. And this is 8 clubs which work together. I mean, running is one big family, really. We have competitions, of course we do. But ultimately, we're one family and we work together to get the best for our members, no matter what vest they wear.
What a great lesson that is for the wider sport. If we could all use our energies and push in that same direction, we could create some fantastic, positive, constructive change for the future, couldn't we? And what next for Warrington Joggers then, as we move towards the, I guess, traditional cross-country road, season?
Well, quite honestly, my sort of ambition as a chairman is to get younger people to stay with the club. What you find with the juniors, yes, they stay in the juniors, they get to the age of about 17, and then, of course, they go and find a life somewhere else. It's keeping those kids, or at least getting them to come back in their late 20s or this sort of thing. And I'm quite encouraged because over the last 12 months, we've had that kind of age group coming into the club. And they're the future. I'm not. I'm 66, I'm on the way out. But I'm very keen to see youngsters coming in to keep that club going. And it's gone for, this year is our 40th anniversary. And let's hope we go on for the next 40.
What a great legacy to leave the sport, to leave your club in a better situation than whence you found it. That is true succession planning, as we said, with Cambridge and Coleridge from a leadership perspective as well. Congratulations. Well done, flying the flag for Peterborough there. Good luck the rest of this year and into 25.
Thank you very
Brilliant. Well done.
We've now reached the halfway stage in our awards, so we will now be taking a break for 30 minutes until about 5 to 7, and that will be an opportunity for those of us here to take part in the buffet, and then we'll start again in 30 minutes' time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the refreshments. It's now time to start the second half of the evening's presentations. And it's my pleasure to introduce the award for Club Leader of the Year. The Club Leader of the Year category is open to anybody who is a member of one of the England Athletics affiliated clubs and recognises the efforts and achievements of a club leader. And first of all, we're going to announce the runner-up in the category. The individual has become chairman of the club and has made a number of changes regarding the club's membership and making sure that all members receive regular updates through email to know what's going on about upcoming fixtures. They're always available to talk and encourage parents as well to get involved in the club, how to officiate or move on and become a coach. And they've recently themselves, I believe, done the timekeeping course. The individual is always at the club, aren't we all? I think we can all identify with that, encouraging new athletes to come and do their first competition, and is a positive force within the club. They are an inspiration to us all, and your runner-up is... John Hennington from Colchester and Tedring AC. So before you step up, with the embarrassment continues. I never know where any of these people are in the hall, you see, but I think we've got some slides to show you. Congratulations, John Hennington.
So like so many of our volunteers, clearly delighted that you've just had to see a series of images of you doing your voluntary work. But on a serious note, congratulations. Tell us a little bit about combining role as chair, and I saw you doing some timekeeping and various other bits. How's it all been?
I've just tried to, I guess, throw myself into the club. I was membership secretary before, and now I'm chairman. And as the description says, I try to engage with people, parents, athletes, because we always need more volunteers. And if the parents aren't engaged, you just won't get people coming through. So this year we've got more coaches coming through, and we've had more officials coming through as well. And that's all just by engaging with people.
So you talk about the importance of engaging with people. Obviously, it's people like you who give up so much time to make a club happen. Just tell us about that in a bit more detail, because you sound like a very, very busy man.
Yeah, I am, and I do spend way too much time in the club, as my wife will always say, because I spend...
Thank you.
Yeah, and because you spend hours trying to make the club a better place. The clubs won't change, they won't develop unless you put effort in, and that just means hours. It's just horsepower.
So as much as we appreciate you do want to go home at times, one of the things we're always trying to do is encourage new people to get into volunteering. I guess finally from you, what's been some of the feel-good factor from all the work that you've done?
We just had new people coming in, new officials supporting the club. Especially this year, it's been quite difficult. We were talking about the official sort of challenges around the different levels, and we just got more people coming in, and that gives you a feel-good factor when you have new people coming into the club, because it is quite difficult to get them in. So when you do get 3, 4, 5 people in through the door, that makes it all worthwhile.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to take a quick photo, and hopefully you'll get a feel-good factor from the room as they give you a massive round of applause.
Thank you, and congratulations to John. Moving on to the winner of the Club Leader of the Year award. The winner of this category is Vice Chairman of St Albans AC, which is a wide-ranging role at the heart of the club. She's a driving force behind the organisation of training sessions and ensures coach session availability is well communicated to all members of the club. She's responsible for dealing with taster sessions, providing exceptionally welcoming environment to all new members, while at the same time ensuring that coaches know when they have new athletes joining the club. Across last year, she's processed over 320 taster session requests. Following the District Council's decision to cease funding of the local athletics track, she's been involved in the club setting up a charity to take on track management, joining the trustee board and attending regular meetings with the council to ensure a smooth handover and operation. Outside of her committee role, Wendy is also an experienced Level 2 official and attends all club fixtures to support the team. And so, without further ado, the winner of Club Leader of the Year is... AC. Somebody has to get it wrong. We're about to see you.
Well, firstly, massive congratulations, Wendy. 320 new queries for taster sessions, is that right?
Yes, across all age groups, so from age 8 up to year 13.
Does that give you a huge amount of sort of pride and excitement that you're getting so many new young people wanting to come in and older athletes as well?
Yeah, it does. I think especially the younger end of them, actually once they come, they have their taster sessions and the excitement on their face when they can actually join a club and they can train and coach, train with all the other athletes that have been there as well. It's the same session that they're doing. It's not a special one, so they can really see what's going on.
You're clearly an absolutely incredible club leader. I mean, sort of having had the privilege of seeing a bit of your nomination and seeing the images and the work that you do, I guess one of the questions we're always trying to do, and we mentioned this earlier, is about how can we get more people to get involved in kind of club roles. I guess from your experience, what would be your tips to pass on to other clubs?
We still need a lot more, so I'm not sure I'm the best person. But whenever we have someone in for a taster session, I always make a real point of saying, actually, the club is run by volunteers. We're not paid for any of this. So if you want your child to keep coming, you know, stick your hand up and do something, whether it's admin, officiating, coaching, herding kids. You don't need any special experience to corral a group of 8-year-olds.
It's such a great message, sort of be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. I really, really respect that. Finally, I guess, what plans are there for the future for yourself and for the club?
Well, as the nomination said, a lot of the members of AC are now involved in running the track. We'll be fundraising for all our own equipment, for a new track building, because that's been condemned. So we've got a lot of work on, and we need to engage the local community. So that is our next massive project.
Well, from behalf of England Athletics, the Regional Council and everyone in this room, we want to say a massive thank you to you. And whilst you earn your round of applause, I'm going to take a quick photo. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Wendy, and I'd now like to hand over to my council colleague, Ros, who will make the presentation for contribution to athletics and running.
So the next category is contribution to athletics and running. This category provides competition providers, affiliated clubs, run-together groups and associated partners with a platform to highlight the athletics and running opportunities that are provided through voluntary organisations or individuals. So first up we have our runner-up. This volunteer supports all 230 of the club's members as a committee member, providing mental health support as a run leader or simply as a friend. In particular, this year, they have been the Round Norfolk Relay team manager, which if you know anything about the Round Norfolk Relay, that is a onerous task. The club usually has 2 teams made up of some of the best runners in the club, but this year, in order to reflect the club's inclusivity mission, they organised 3 teams, enabling more members to take part and encouraging those who would not have thought themselves good enough. Mixing up the teams promoted inclusivity over winning. They also act as a buddy in club training sessions to help new members feel welcome, included, and instill a sense of belonging. So your runner-up is... see a video about Fiona.
So, wow, 3 teams in the Round Norfolk Relay. So for those who don't know what that is, perhaps a little explanation.
Okay, so it's a relay around Norfolk, 198 miles in total over a weekend, so usually towards the end of September, so Saturday and Sunday. A team of 17, so I had 3 teams going this year. And it's not just about the runners, though, it's about the support crews that goes around it and the marshals as well that we need for the stage changeovers as well. So it usually starts for me as the coordinator around about March, April time to start everything going and get everything in place. And then, yeah, and as I say, the relay's in September. So
it's absolutely an enormous event. So how do you get all the volunteers to actually come out? Yeah, be the people on the bikes, be the people in the lead vehicles, etc., etc. So how do you manage to do that?
Do you know, I was really thankful for the club actually because it wasn't that hard for our club. So everyone really is quite eager to volunteer. So the event is so great. And I think if you advertise the event as to what it is, which is massive, it's a great fun event. And I was really lucky. I had lots of volunteers and everybody was just willing to help really.
So, well, congratulations on organising such a monstrous event because I know it very well, very well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And now on to our winner, or should I say winners, because the winner this year are the 2 vice chairs of St Albans Athletics Club. They undertake various roles at the club, but it is their involvement with the St Albans track, which we've already heard a little bit about, that is really being recognised. They have both worked long hours over the past year to ensure that the track that was supposed to close in April 2024 remained open for use by St Albans AC and the local community and schools. They contacted councillors and other members of the community to gain the support and ensure the track was kept open under the new management of a charity, and we've heard that they're in fact involved in that charity. Didn't stop just at the politics. They had to work hard to maintain the equipment and provide the support to the club that they required to keep going. They spent long hours at the track and have attended weekly meetings to ensure St Albans and other local athletics groups have had somewhere to train and to complete. The simple fact is, without them both, it is doubtful if St Albans track would still be open. So your winners are... Downs AC.
Well, absolute congratulations both. And apparently you also get a sports shoes voucher as well for what you've done for the sport. So I'm not sure if you're going to get it tonight, but apparently you're going to get a sports shoes voucher with a value of £50. So congratulations. I must say, taking over a track is a tremendous event experience. I mean, it must be really, really engaging to try and take that on, and lots of difficulties involved. But also, you've obviously had to manage that by a certain Miss Phoebe Gill's been sort of generated a lot of interest as well. So how have you managed to do all that at the same time?
Go on, Phil.
Yeah, the meetings are grim with the council. Yeah, it's like pulling teeth, but yeah, we got through it, and we're getting places now, so it's good.
We have got a great support team as well. It's not just us. We've got a team of about 5 or 6 people now that are all working together, pulling it together and liaising with the council. But obviously, in terms of Phoebe, yeah, absolutely brilliant, amazing transformation this year from, amazing 800 runner to Olympian.
Yeah.
2
years ago, I was watching her in the East Anglian League, so what a step up to where she is now. So
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. We've got a long way to go, but we'll get there.
super. Congratulations, and good luck with all the good work there and keeping that track open and growing even further.
Okay, and I'll now hand over to my council colleague Paul, who will talk to you about the Inspiring Officials category.
Good evening. Comes the important people now, assistant official. So about this category, Inspiring Official of the Year, and I'll come back to the fact it says winners in a moment. This award celebrates excellence across officiating. It could be for a number of years that they've done, but basically dedication and commitment as an individual to progress through the officiating pathway. And they may go on to officiate at international competitions, but actually may do local as well, and that's really important. And a key focus of this was to recognise the achievement of officials who really help competition happen week in and week out. It says up there winners because the panel, after quite a long discussion, decided there would be three outstanding officials that we were going to recognise this evening. I'll take you through a little bit of a bio on each of them. I'm only going to use their first name for the moment. You'll get the full names at the end. So our first winner, Paul, is in all sense of the words a fantastic, supportive and committed official to the sport. As a level 4 field judge, he is often on the field at all levels of competition, from local club and league meetings to school events, county champs, regional events, national competitions, etc. He's actually in the same team as me at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games, but three weekends ago he was field ref here in Bury, actually, at the East Anglian League. So again, local and national. He's assigned to a wide range of roles within the field discipline. He'll do technical manager and clerk, of course, as well as field judge and a referee. And his wealth of experience and ability to support and engage with fellow officials to work to their best of their ability and deal with a wide range of situations professionally, respectfully and openly. His commitment as an official is why he's highly regarded by many individuals across all aspects of the sport, and we all know Paul well in the East. Our second winner, David, is also another fantastic official, actually, who is also willing to help support the setting up process for event sites and help others to complete theirs as well. Many officials turn up before the competition starts to get it going, and they're often the last ones away. He is always officiating most weekends on the track, and his presence, encouragement and sense of humour always makes each meeting fun and enjoyable. He's a level 4 track judge, a level 3 endurance official and a level 2 field judge and a level 2 timekeeper, so a commitment across all of the disciplines. He also officiates at all levels of competitions, multiple league and club meetings, county, regional, national, etc. Our third winner, Vicky, is a level 2 track judge and endurance official, and she's also started work on her photo finish qualifications. In the last year, she has taken over as Essex Cross Country Secretary and has been paramount in driving changes within the Essex Cross Country League last season, moving it from a manual process to one that makes use of the roster system, and we're seeing more of that. She is an incredibly professional official who always does a great job at modelling good behaviours at a meeting, and she makes instant connections with new officials, so although she's maybe not been an official so long herself, a lot of people will take advice from her. One last comment, I talked about professional, that's really how people act. Of course, none of these get paid. So, I'd like to announce the winners. David Lipscomb and Vicky Trevor will have a short video before they come up.
Paul inspires the younger athletes at our club to kind of be a part of the competitions, make sure that they're attending them, but he also makes them aware of the rules within the sessions and makes it fun. So when they go to competitions, they know exactly what they should be doing. And also he also inspires the older athletes and the parents to get involved and help out where they can, and by giving them sort of the responsibilities that they can take on, and empower them to become the officials.
Paul's been inspiring me and many officials and athletes over the course of 10 plus years. He inspired me to be an official when he was on the sideline at my events. He thought he'd help out and become an official, and then with him being an official inspired me to be an official, and now, like I say, 13 years later I'm still an official. He's now a level 4 and he's going on to big things like the Commonwealth Games, and he's been a field referee at a major competition.
It's great to hear that you've been nominated, Paul, for this award for the inspiring official. You're always the first there, always the last to go, always the one who offers advice to all the other officials and supports the athletes. I couldn't think of a better person. Well done, Paul. Hope you win.
I have to say that without the support of David Lipscomb, I wouldn't have been able to achieve anywhere near what I've done in officiating. Right from the very first time that I showed up on a track and he was there as the track referee, and he encouraged me by informing me about how to be a track judge, all the way through now until as I start to work my way up through the levels. David's been there the whole way through, being supportive, making officiating fun, and I've seen him look after so many new and young officials. He's just such a great inspiration. Thank you very much, David.
Vicky Trevor was one of our founding volunteers at Brentwood Beagles and has been pivotal in wrangling a number of different areas that make a huge difference to the operations of our club, and ultimately our ability to put athletes at the heart of everything we do. What's truly inspiring is that Vicky got involved in officiating athletics without even really being asked, and definitely without a mandate from the club. When her husband participated in a cross-country race, she saw firsthand the desperate need for officials, and she stepped up. Now a level 2 track judge and endurance official, Vicky's dedication to learning new skills is evident in her continued development, and she is currently pursuing her photo finish qualification. Over the past year, as the Essex Cross Country Secretary, she revolutionised the league by introducing the roster system and moving away from the traditional manual processes. In doing this, she's challenged the "we've always done it this way" mindset, significantly improving the event operations, and this is especially true in terms of results processing. Often stepping in as a chief track judge at very short notice, Vicky doesn't just officiate at local events and attend our county's championships. She's also officiated at age group championships for the SCAA and the night of the 10,000 metre PBs, the Olympic trials, and she'll be at next season's Diamond League. Vicky embodies the qualities our sport desperately needs, not only excelling in her roles but also inspiring others around her. And that's why I believe she truly deserves to win this award.
And Vicky?
Well, first and foremost, our sport is nothing without officials. We wouldn't have a competition offer without the likes of yourselves. So I think first and foremost, just a massive thank you for everything you do. Vicky, I'm going to start with you if that's okay. Yeah, I thought it was incredible hearing about the changes you've made. As talked about implementing the roster platform, and what a brilliant tribute just there. Just tell us a little bit about your sort of officiating journey so far.
Well, yeah, I don't really know how I got here, to be honest with you. I turned up at a cross country. They said we had no timekeepers. I said, if you want, I'll step in and timekeep. And I mean, that was only probably 3 years ago. And then Elaine has basically dragged me to many different events, and here I am. And yeah, we looked at the cross country league last year, and it was taking hours and a lot of manual effort to get the results out every time. And we started trying to think about a better way that we could do it. And Roster at the same time brought out their manual timing process or functionality. And so last year we tried it out. Not everyone was thrilled, but I think in the general scheme of it, it's been a positive change. And so, yeah, here we are.
So basically blame Elaine then, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I blame Elaine for everything that happens in my life.
Okay, I'll come back in a moment. That was quite a video, obviously talking about everything that you've achieved as an official, but also how you're helping other people. Tell us a little bit about that mentoring, because that's so important for officiating.
Yes, I mean, obviously, I've got there. I had great support on my journey, and I give it back. And you see people turning up, getting scared, doing something wrong. It is easy to officiate, just needs dedication, and as long as you keep to the rules, it's good. But if you can support them, guide them, give them the developing roles, but just be there to support, or if they're doing it a little bit differently, just give them a tweak. But everybody needs officials. You've got to start somewhere. I started raking for my son, long jumping, and I thought this is good fun, and that's what it is. It's fun.
So you talked about where you started, raking. What's probably been the pinnacle of your officiating career so far?
I would say this year being selected as one of the field officials for the England Athletics Senior Championships in Birmingham, 3 days. A lot of hard sweat to get there, really enjoyable day, and yeah, it was good fun.
Vicky, I'm going to come back to you. So you obviously talked about sort of the change, and some people have been a little bit receptive to it. Have the results been worth it though?
I think so. It's probably increased mine and Elaine's workload, but it's definitely helped other people's workloads, and we're turning out the results a lot quicker now, and I hope more accurately. So yeah, I mean, it's got to move forward, hasn't it? Well,
from behalf of every athlete, coach, volunteer who is involved in our sport, it's a massive thank you for everything you do and you continue to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive round of applause for this year's winners.
Thanks, guys. Now I'll hand back to Matthew, who's going to handle the last main award, the Services to Athletics and Running.
Thank you, Paul. We come to, as Paul said, the final award of this evening for Services to Athletics and Running. This category recognises long-term outstanding service to the sport from an individual or group of individuals. A key focus of the awards was to recognise the achievement of long-standing volunteers and to services to athletics and running category. We wanted to recognise the longevity of individuals who've shown outstanding commitment to our sport. Rather than focusing on a winner and runner-up, we wanted to explore the achievement of multiple volunteers who've been fantastic servants to our sport, and the panel highlighted 3 outstanding individuals who are all our joint winners this evening. Our first winner, Noel, has made immeasurable contribution to Cambridge and College Athletics Club and to the sport of athletics in general for over 50 years. He has been an absolute mainstay of the club for so long and in so many different roles. These include coach, team manager, official, kit organiser, meeting manager, announcer, event organiser, membership secretary and co-chairman. Noel, I'm just wondering whether there's anything else you can do, possibly, so we'll chat about that a little bit later. He continues in many of these roles to this day. In addition, Noel has and remains deeply involved in the county and the Eastern Regional Athletics. He was a fine athlete himself. In fact, he remains the holder of many, many age group club records over so many different disciplines, including long jump, triple jump, high jump, pole vault, 100 metres, 200 metres, and hurdles. I must find out if that's sprint or long hurdles, Noel. Noel is just ever present, right at the heart of everything. At track events, he is there. At cross country, he is there. At committee meetings, he is there. On training nights, he is there. Nobody gives more than Noel, ladies and gentlemen. Our second winner, Norma, like so many of us, first became involved in athletics in the early 1990s when her daughters first joined Stevenage and North Herts AC. Within a couple of years, she had been enlisted to help the high jump coach, even though it meant wheeling the bed the length of the track before each session. From there, she rapidly gained level 1 and 2 coaching awards and took her first step into field officiating, so that by the early 2000s, she was a core member of the club's volunteer team. Over the years, the athletes she has coached have achieved numerous podium positions in EA age group and senior championships, as well as English schools. By the late 1990s, she was also a key member of the club's committee, and in the quarter of a century since, she has held a range of positions including club secretary, official secretary, coaching secretary, press secretary, and team manager. Her volunteering has gone well beyond just joining SNHAC, and she has held roles at county level and on league committees. And last but finally not least, our third winner, Peter, has been the forefront of GB race walking for more than 45 years as an athlete, coach, official and high officer. He's been a member of Loughton AC since 1978. He first completed in running events, but by the early 1980s was an established race walker. He founded the London Walks, which he still promotes, and his success and subsequent coaching guidance led to progress among young athletes at the club to national level. He still coaches every week, doing the 1-hour round trip to the club. He's also an esteemed official working at the highest level. Now 84, he spends weekends and many weeknights judging at local to national races. He's a level 3 track judge and travels with the team to all fixtures. Club treasurer from 1983 to 2008, ladies and gentlemen. He's a trustee and is on the committee as race walk secretary. Your three winners, ladies and gentlemen, are Cassidy, and before we really embarrass them up on stage, let's start the process with a video montage.
We're delighted that Noel has been nominated for the Contribution to Athletics Award. Noel takes online entries for all the championship events. He runs the open development meetings on Wednesday evenings. There are hundreds of coaches, officials and administrators that owe their involvement to athletics to Noel.
I think the incentive I have for coaching and judging is actually helping out the athletes, and particularly the younger ones. It's good to see progression and see them actually having some success.
I can remember Noel coming over and asking if anybody wanted to have a go at throwing, and I had a go at throwing in the shop and that lot, and with say like 9 months later I got a bronze medal in English schools. Noel was here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
It really wouldn't be Cambridge and College without him. You know, he's there, he helps out at all the fixtures, he's there officiating. Noel Moss is CNC.
I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award than Noel Moss.
Norma Harris, an epitome of an athletic person. She covers everything. She trains athletes, she coaches, she brings people on to be athletic coaches. She works at every level, club, international, the whole lot between. If you want to know something about athletics, ask Norma. She's better than Google. She's got everything in her mind. And personally, she's a great friend and a super mentor. There's nothing more I can say. She's fantastic.
For over 30 years, Norma's been a really important part of Stevenage North's Hearts. For many of us, she was the first person that we met as we walked through the door at the club. But alongside all the obvious volunteering of coaching and officiating, some of the really important things have been behind the scenes, the funding bids, the dealing with the track management companies, all of which has made a massive difference and which we're really grateful for.
I've known Norma for 20 years. We became under-13 team managers together, helped each other out, and since then we've become best friends. And I will miss her if she ever gave up.
Hello, I'm Peter Cassidy. I'm a member of Loughton Athletic Club. I used to be a race walker, and I'm now a race walking judge and general official and helper out.
I've been in Loughton Athletic Club for over 40 years, and Peter has been a permanent fixture since well before then. An ever-present person that every club needs and isn't always appreciated for what they bring to the club.
I got into race walking largely through Peter. As a result of that, I've gone on to compete at national and at international level. Peter is still one of my biggest fans, and you know, he's done such a lot for race walking over such a long period of time, and we're all so proud of him.
Whatever you ask Peter to do in connection with athletics and at Loughton Athletic Club, he's your man.
I'm the team manager at Loughton. I'm super fond of Peter. He always says yes, and he's always there. 2, 3. Thank you, Peter!
Let's give them a huge round of applause.
Come here, Peter. If we all face in that direction, Noel, come over here, mate. Come over here, mate. Come on, I'll pull you over here.
God, you're dragging me about now.
Always threatened to get me in the throws cage at some stage. Never worked so far, though. Mick Shortland got me in the throws cage once. Wasn't pretty. I'm nervous here, actually, because we have got 3 genuine legends of East Anglian athletics. East Region Athletics. So, first question I'm going to ask to all 3 of you. Fondest memory and why in the sport?
I suppose two things come probably equal. One is the first medalist I had at the English schools, which was on the video, and the other thing is officiating at the Olympics.
Follow that. Peter, fondest memory and why?
I have 2. He's just said it all. Actually, Caesar, you saw Melanie pedal on there, the race walker. We were short of a walker at one event, and I said, come on, you can walk, you've got long legs, and you can see what's happened to her now. So I'm proud of that, and I'm also proud of having officiated at the Olympics. Oh, and at the Commonwealth Games, where if you do that, you get a lovely jacket.
He did follow that. Norma.
Well, same as Noel in one respect. I can go down if you like. First winner at English schools and English schools combined events team. But my fondest memory is of a severely autistic young man that I first met when he was 9 years old, who was completely uncontrollable, who I had an interesting relationship with over many years, who became a fantastic athlete, a superb young man, and a really good coach. And that's probably my fondest memory, that 9-year-old uncontrollable kid.
A round of applause, please. And what's your favourite role that you've held in athletics? Because they are plentiful. What's the most favourite of all?
Stroppy teenagers.
In what context?
Any. They're brilliant. They tell you it as it is. They're just great to be with. I like teenagers.
When you're coaching, when you're on the committee?
I like them on the committee as well. I like them because they're outspoken, and we do try and get them on our committee at Stevenage.
And Peter, from Ken Matthews to obviously modern day Tom Bosworth, you've seen some fine race walkers in your time. Who's the finest?
I need written notice of these questions. Or as I would say if I were a politician, I'm glad you asked me that question. I think it would be Paul Nihill, in my view, a very great stylist, whom on one occasion I actually beat. I think he had a broken leg and pneumonia, but I beat Paul Nihill once.
Sadly, no longer with us.
Indeed, no.
And greatly missed.
Yes, very much so. He was a very great man.
Thank you, Peter. And finally, coming round here, turning my back on the audience. What's your favourite role?
What's my favourite role?
No, I don't mean egg and crest or ham and tomato.
I know that. I suppose judging at the lower level leagues, that's the most rewarding, because you get to see all the up and coming youngsters, and you're basically helping them on their way, and there's none of the prima donnas.
Well, we're all very proud of you. I've met and spoken with you during my tenure with England Athletics on quite a few occasions, and I wish you all the very best moving forward. Please keep doing what you're doing and inspiring others. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done.
Well, as they say, follow that. But Mr. Jones must follow with a final additional award to those you will see printed in the programme, which is Room to Reward, and Chris will explain all about it.
Thanks, Matthew. As part of this year's Regional Volunteer Awards, we have a surprise for one of tonight's Regional Volunteer winners. Ooh. Well caught. Room to Reward will be rewarding, very apt, one winner from each of the 9 Regional Volunteer Awards with a free hotel break. I like that. Before we announce the Room to Reward winner, let's watch a short video telling us more about Room to Reward.
Room to Reward is a unique charity created to say thank you to volunteers in the form of a short break. Our hotel partners, located all over the UK, donate breaks in their unsold rooms. Charities, community groups, grassroots sports clubs, any organisation that rely on volunteers to do what they do, nominate some of those volunteers for a well-earned break, and we make it happen. It's about giving those who give up so much time to help others the opportunity to take some time back for themselves. We are delighted to be supporting the England Athletics Volunteer Awards. It's amazing to see and hear and read about the incredible impact that all your volunteering efforts make. And we look forward to arranging some special experiences and well-earned breaks thanks to our wonderful hotel partners.
So, anticipation, a rife, an enviable task of selecting this regional winner. The standards of nomination have been so high this year, and tonight you've seen why this has been such a challenging task. After much deliberation, the panel eventually decided that this year's winner would be Paul Bailey. Well done, enjoy it, enjoy it.
Thank you very much, Chris. And that brings us to basically the close of tonight's awards. As I mentioned briefly earlier, the next stage for those winners tonight will go on to the National Awards, will go on to be considered for the National Awards, which, off the top of my head, I believe is on the 2nd of November in Leicester, combined with our Hall of Fame evening. And I'm certainly very much looking forward to that celebration just alongside that we've had tonight. I said in my initial remarks that it was one of my favourite nights of the year. It has been as humbling as ever. I'm sure we all will join in saying that that last category is particularly humbling, and I pay tribute to everybody who's won tonight, but particularly to the last three winners of the Services Award, who are God knows how many years we got to in terms of the service, but it was certainly around 150, so particular well done to you. I did talk about the Regional Council in my initial remarks, and I suggested if you're interested in getting more involved in the sport, then please do come forward, have a chat to me, to Chris, to any of the councillors here. It was remiss of me not to introduce Clive, who now an elected member of the board, was my predecessor as regional chairman, and he knows a great deal about the regional structure as well, so do talk to him. So if you're interested, please have a chat, because we have got elections coming up over the next few months, which are due to conclude in the springtime of next year, around March, April time. So we'd love new people on our council, just like the other 8 regions would say the same. Those of you who are club administrators, you will have yesterday received the notice of AGM coming up on the 26th of October in Birmingham, so very much keen for people to get involved in that process. As you can imagine, AGMs are not the sexiest in the world, and that the attendance today is probably larger than we'll have in Birmingham for our national AGM. But nonetheless, please do get involved, come along, submit your proxy votes and participate in the governance of our sport, because we have a huge disparate sport, as we've described this evening, Chris particularly, and we need to make sure that we are managing it suitably, so do get involved in that. I was very, very glad that somebody, I think it was a gentleman from St Edmunds Pacers, mentioned standards. And I know Kirsty's been working extremely hard across the region in making sure that clubs get to level 7 and making sure that by April of next year we've got a wonderfully complete set of clubs with all having level 7 standards. No pressure at all, Kirsty. So those of you who are involved in administering clubs, we understand it's quite an onerous process at times, so do come and chat to Kirsty and your regional councillors about how we can help with that, because it is integral, and the remarks from the gentleman from St Edmunds is absolutely right. If you get club standards right, then you are running effectively a highly efficient club, and that's how we want to craft it at EA. And finally, I would like to say some thank yous. I've mentioned Kirsty already. She has done a phenomenal amount of work in bringing all this together. It does not just happen, I can assure you. And her colleagues from all over the country, Rich is one from the southwest, have made sure that we've had 9 regional awards which have celebrated the fantastic volunteers all over the country, but in a highly professional, smooth and slick way. So I'm very grateful as a member of the board to all of you who've done that. Dan at the back, who is on the camera, has been to every single award ceremony. Last night he was in Newcastle, ladies and gentlemen, and here he is in Bury St Edmunds, and he has quite a few hours to go home. So well done, Dan, particularly, but mostly well done and thank you to all of you, because you have given up your Sunday early evening to be here, but more importantly, you give up hundreds, thousands of hours in making sure the cogs in our sport continue to turn and turn in the efficient way that they do. So you are all wonderful. Big thank you from the Eastern Region Council. Big thank you from England Athletics for all that you do. And the final thing I must say is, please, those people who've got an award in their hand, winner, runner-up or otherwise, then we would like a mass picture of you all before we go, and we're going to do that effectively in front of the door to my left. So well done, have a great journey home, but first of all, one more picture. Thank you very much.